live over on YouTube. With quite a fair bit of stuff. So let's get ready for the Honda Cadet heat number 1. So coming down the main straight, and we should be good to go as we go for the first heat of round number 2 for the Clay Pigeon Kart Club Championships. Who's going to take the lead after this one, and who will end out on top of the championship standings as well. If you've missed that one, we've been showing that on the YouTube live stream this morning. Right, let's get your running order then for the start of this one. So it's Charlie White, followed by Ethan Cousins, then Jensen Hookey, then it's Kian Sullivan in 4th, Luke McGall in 5th, then Nikita Roberts, one of our novices, in 6th, and then Tommy Morris, one of the new drivers to the grid, and also the younger brother of another driver who we shall mention later on, also out there as well. A few starting to split away from others. So going towards the top bend, let's get ready for the next lap round of the track, which is a little bit damp, but it is actually drying up quicker than I expected. So Ethan Cousins taking the lead now as we go around Billy's. Jens Hookey 2nd, Charlie White down in 3rd. Going over the S's using the curbs. And down Sturmey straight for the next corner of the hairpin. Look down the inside by the driver in 2nd. Side by side at the exit. But it's the driver on the left side of the circuit, Ethan Cousins, who will get the inside line for the horseshoe and still remains in the lead as we come on round once more to the top bend and down the main straight for the next lap round. As they're coming down the main straight, Charlie White a little bit further behind from the others at the moment. It's just under a second of a gap from the man in front. The other two swimming away. So we go around the S's, down the Sturmey straight, as the battle at the top still continues for the top 2. Between the 33 and the 17, they have switched places from down at the hairpin, as the 33 is now taking the lead. Coming down the main straight then, and already catching up is the 17. Flings out to the right hand side, but stays behind for the minute as we go around Billy's. Stays behind at the S's, jumping over the curbs to help them go round. The S is looking mighty dry at the moment, and going down the inside, the 17 goes on the 33, but it's a switch back, and they change places once again at the hairpin, but it's changing again potentially, and it is at the exit of the horseshoe. So a nice little 1-2 swap a Rooney going through the hairpin horseshoe combination. Top bend and down the main straight we come, as this time it'll be the 17 going over first, and then Jensen Hookey behind. Charlie White currently 2.6 seconds behind our two leaders, who have once again swapped. 33 all in green, and Ethan Cousins in the orange and white. So a swap once again between the two drivers at the front. The 33 of Jensen Hookey keeping the lead. He has the fastest lap time of a 43.07. Followed by Ethan Cousins 43.10. So relatively close between the two. They're side by side at the exit of the hairpin once again. Going around the horseshoe. And then through the right-hander they go towards the top bend. And then down the main straight once again. So 1 minute 30 left on the clock as they go over the line. And it's a swap once again down the inside at Billy's, using lots of the curb for the 17. But the 33 takes the lead back once again through the S's and down the back straight. By the way, there's quite a nice dry line going through the S's now. The track drying up a lot quicker than even I expected. Around the hairpin. Towards the horseshoe next. The 33 still leading the way, as the 17 tries to take a tighter line as they go through the right-hander now towards the top bend once again. And we'll go on to 10 laps completed. 42.94 is the fastest lap set by Jensen Hookey, the 33, swapping once again. They swapped at the start of Billy's, and once again swapping at the exit of Billy's. These two changing quite a lot. Also noting the 33 Jensen Hookey staying on the right side going down the back straight. Eliminating any sort of slipstream really from the 17 to try and keep that all-important lead for Heat 1. So 12 seconds left on the clock. Are they going to be able to squeeze another lap in this race coming down the main straight? 6 seconds left on the clock. And we are looking at another lap squeezed out. 1 second as they go over the line. A swap once again between the two. The 17 just ahead of 33 looking down the inside. A quick dart down the inside line. The inside of the entrance to the S is still a little bit damp. Some damp patches there. Around the hairpin we go. Towards the horseshoe. Round the right-hander we go towards the top bend, and then we'll go to the last lap of this race. And being at the start of this will be the 33, the 17, trying the outside, but a very defensive and clever defensive line from the 33. It's almost like he knew it was going to happen. Through the S's, down at Sturmy Straight we go. 33's down on the right side of Sturmy Straight as well before they get to the hairpin. The 33's wide, and the 17 is... they're side by side going into the horseshoe. It's side by side at the exit of the horseshoe. The right-hander, the 33 will go slightly ahead. 17 backs off ever so slightly, catching up with one of the back markers right at the end. And taking the checkered flag. If I press the right button on the YouTube live stream, will be Jensen Hookey, the number 33, taking the checkered flag there. Ethan Cousins second, and the gap was only 0.10. Not too much of a gap there. Third position goes to Charlie White, who was 4 seconds behind the eventual winner. Luke McGall in fourth. Nikita Roberts finishing in 5th. Kian Sullivan in the 26th in 6th. And then Tommy Morris finishing out in 7th. So then we're back to the start because it's now time for the Honda Cadets for their second heat of the day. 7 drivers out on circuit for these Hondas. And the sounds of the 4-stroke Honda engine. So Jensen Hookey won the first heat. Let's see who will end out in first for the end of this one. We've got 8 minutes to find out. So coming from the top bend and down the main straight we go to kick start off heat number 2 for the Honda Cadets. So going into Billy's. Around Billy's we go. It's side by side before the S's and through down the main back straight. It's the 33. Very familiar Honda Cadet train that's flying through the right-hander towards the top bend. And then we'll be able to give you your running order for the start of this race. So down the main straight we come. And it possibly will be changing as we go into Billy's. But it's Jensen Hookey followed by Luke McGall, then Ethan Cousins, Charlie White's in 4th, Kian Sullivan in 5th. Then it's Nikita Roberts in 6th and Tommy Morris in 7th. A bit further back from the rest of the grid currently. So down Sturmy Straight towards the hairpin. Jensen Hookey still leading out in front. A little sneak look for the driver in 3rd. Hasn't decided to make a move at the horseshoe and staying behind. That is the 17 of Ethan Cousins, who has some support on the YouTube live stream. 5 minutes 12 left on the clock. 17 right on the back end of the 15. That's Ethan Cousins and Luke McGall. But will we see any changes between the two as we go through the S's down the back straight? Still unchanged. 4th and 4th and 5th of Kean Sullivan and Charlie White starting to split away from the 63, but she's managing to fly back up. That's Nikita Roberts. Managing to find some pace once again as we go towards the top bend for the rest of the top 3, mind. Has there been a swap? And there has been, because Ethan Cousins is ahead, and that's why that gap has formed. So through and around Billy's we go. Through the S's, down the back straight we go. The 12 right behind the 26. That's Charlie White on Kean Sullivan. As the wind starts to pick up here as well at Clay Pigeon. I can just see it on the cameras. The 17 getting ahead, and the 6 and the 15 managing to cut off another potential overtake by another driver out there. That possibly was Kean Sullivan, but we shall find out as we come down the main straight once more for another lap from the Honda Cadets for their second heat. It's Jensen Hookey, Ethan Cousins, Luke McGaul and Kean Sullivan. Then Charlie White. So around Billy's through the S as we go, and down Sturmy Straight, or the back straight, whatever you would like to call it. Nikita Roberts dropping off a little bit from our front 5. Still our highest novice out on track at the moment. As the rest of the field start charging down to the hairpin, towards the horseshoe will be next. Still no changes. Driver in 4th, going a little bit wider. Still managing to stay in that position. Buttons and then the top bend. So still unchanged from this one, but potentially changes as we come towards and down the main straight. 4th and 3rd is side by side going into Billy's, and 4th is up a position. That's changed that running order as we go through the S's, down the back straight. That's the 26 Kean Sullivan getting up a position, but we also got threat at the front as well. They seen the clock and they know that time is now to make a move. It's the 33 still leading the way though to the 17, and we get ready for the last lap of this race, the final one before anything changes. So will we get a change from any of these drivers? Jensen Hookey's led the way from the start of this race, and trying to get his nose in is Ethan Cousins, but still waits at the minute. Down the back straight we go. So it's going to be a close finish for the Hondas, and it's going to be a mix-up in all places, including 4th up in a position. And it's changed a little tap as he goes through the exit, but the 26 still up in 3rd. Through the right-hander. Top bend. And a little cough for myself as we come down the main straight, and taking the checker flag first for a very close finish for the Honda Cadets is Jensen Hookey. That will take the win once again in heat number 2. Ethan Cousins in 2nd, Kean Sullivan in 3rd, Luke McGaul will take 4th, Charlie White 5th. He also takes fast lap of 41.59. Our top novice in this race, Nikita Roberts, in number 63, finishing out in 6th. And then slowly but surely we will receive the number 79 over the line to finish off the top 7 and only 7 drivers for the Honda Cadets.
Meanwhile,
A weather system's decided to come on through, and boy has it come on through. Say hello to rain, because we got it. So then, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get the 3rd lot of heats underway, and it's the Honda Cadets out first once again. 7 drivers to trek around the track. Let's see how this goes. It's been quite a while since we've had the Hondas out. They were the first ones to trek out in these conditions. So coming down the main straight then, let's get ready for the 3rd heat for the Honda Cadets. And we are off straight away for this one. Let's see how and what occurs throughout the course of this race. And we've already got one splitting off from the pack already, going through Billy's and the S's. I know you can't see it on the YouTube live stream. And down the main straight we come to finish off the opening lap, and it's close between the 15 and 17 for the start of this race. Luke McGaul and Ethan Cousins, Jensen Hookey in 3rd, Kean Sullivan in 4th, Nikita Roberts 5th, Tommy Morris in 6th, and then Charlie White down at the back, but is overtaking the 79, I think that is, and it is indeed the 79, going down the back straight next. Jensen Hookie, Kean Sullivan, Nikita Roberts. It's going to be close between those three. Charlie White coming over the line there, and then Tommy Morris still down in 7th position. A couple of seconds slower than the rest of the field at the moment. But nevertheless, still some good track experience here. Meanwhile, back at the hairpin, the rest of the field are flying on through. And Luke McGall a little bit further behind to the 17 of Ethan Cousins, leaving a bit of a gap. The 15 of Luke McGall still just keeping a little bit of a gap. 0.3 is the gap, 0.30. And we're going into Billy's. Nikita Roberts very close to Kean Sullivan. Will she be able to make a position up later in this race? Let's see how this plans out throughout the rest of this race. We've still got 3 minutes 46 left to go. 17 of Ethan Cousins still leading the way. And the gap is hardly changing between the two as well as they go over the line for 6 laps completed. Meanwhile, Nikita Roberts getting close once again. But Ethan Cousins is the one still leading the way in this race as they fly once more into Billy's. And 1 minute 45 still remains on the clock. Are we going to be seeing a last lap adventure for the two? We'll see if they are playing time or if this is what we're going to be getting. So flying through still more. Nikita Roberts still keeping on the back of Kean Sullivan, but Charlie White's getting involved as well, starting to catch up to the rear of Nikita Roberts lap on lap. He's one that's fallen under the radar a little bit, as he's right on the back of Nikita Roberts now, going through to the right-hander, but they disappear, and emerges from the top bend is our leaders, Ethan Cousins and Luke McGall. Then comes out the 33, and then our trainer 3, where Nikita Roberts has a lot of pace flying down the main straight. Have we found a strong point for Nikita Roberts? That's it, the straights that works out for her. Meanwhile, Charlie White's behind, was looking for an inside move and backed off for the minute. We're coming up to the last lap board now, popped out onto the circuit, so it's the last lap of this race. So is Luke McGall going to charge forward to Ethan Cousins, or is it going to stay as it is for now? And is it the same story for Nikita and Charlie as well, as they're going around Billy's and through the S's? So around the horseshoe goes the 17, still leading the way. Around the right-hander to the top bend. Charlie White right on the back of Nikita Roberts, but meanwhile taking the checkered flag for heat number 3 for the Honda Cadets. It's going to be Ethan Cousins, followed by Luke McGall, then Jensen Hookie's just about to go over the line, and then it's going to stick for these 3. Kean Sullivan in 4th, Nikita Roberts 5th, and in 6th will be Charlie White, and then we'll soon receive Tommy Morris over the line as well. But your top novice for this one will be Nikita Roberts, the number 63 for heat number 3, finishing out in 5th. And then our fastest lap will be with our second position driver, Luke McGall, the number 15, with a 45.60.